Well, hello. Every gal needs a cowboy hat.
Scanning the room, you look for a familiar face. Everyone is a stranger. Your heart's racing, you feel nauseous. New plan. You meet 4 new people. Okay, 3. 2? You can handle 2. And then you think, I hate this. This just feels so fake. And before you talk to even 1 new person, you're looking for the nearest exit.
Okay. Crazy. Yo, who invited this chick?
My heart races when I walk into a room full of strangers too. Except it's not anxiety, it's excitement. I'm not thinking networking quota. I'm thinking, look at all these stories. And I get so pumped about talking to people that I don't know.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Hello, everybody. Oh, wait a minute. Let me shut off TikTok. Hi. Welcome. Well, today is a bit of a surprise, a bit of an impromptu pop-up show. Hello, everybody, for stopping by. And David, welcome. I'm glad. See, there are no accidents. When you were scrolling, you were meant to stop by and visit with us because, well, I think it's been a while since we've actually connected and said hello. So welcome. All right. Oh, Katie says, I'm so silly. Yes, I am. Silly. You know what? You got to have fun. In the summertime, and the living is easy. And I'm working remotely. I'm staying, I'm near the water. And that's why my background is a bit different. And wanted to do a test before tomorrow's great show because we have a great guest tomorrow on Show Up with GailNow Live. And I thought, well, let's do a test because, new internet and with everything that's happened recently, it's always good to do testing 1, 2, 3, because that's part of the process, right, David? David Chrysler, king of process, is in the house, and Katie bringing the fun to join us. I have a very special guest today too that's also part of the pop-up, show up, impromptu and she's going to be coming on another time as an actual guest. But today is more just, we were talking about doing a test. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay. I want to invite on the stage with me right now. Often she's working quietly behind the scenes, but today she's going to come on stage with me and join me. Welcome, the networking ninja. Boom. Ingor is in the house. There we are. So I think my sound is working. I do have to hold my microphone this time because I'm set up in a little bit differently. David has acknowledged and recognized that my background is different. I kind of like this background, I gotta say, and it's real. See, it's real. It's not a green screen. So Katie said, oh yeah, she said, good idea, testing live. You are so cool, Gail. Well, I have to say this. I give credit to Ingor as someone who is a good, often the wind beneath my wings. And I mean that the greatest way possible because Ingor often thinks of these things because, she's one of these people that has helped so many. She helps me as well as others in manufacturing, with networking, with LinkedIn, and she does production of live shows as well. So she's very multi-talented. Welcome, Ingor.
Thank you for having me, Gail. It's just, I always feel like, oh my word, the energy when I come live with you, I'm like, can I match it? I'm not so sure.
Like I said, you're the yin to my yang, right? Because I do yin yoga. Yin is like, and we need that. What I think why we work together well and why often people that work together well is that, you have that balance. And I remember one time too, when I was hiring people, I said, there is no way I'd want to hire a bunch of me. Cause like, man, we'd have fun. Like there'd be energy, but you need process, you need to get work done, you need systems in place. So yes, I am one piece of a puzzle, one piece of a
Yeah.
team, but I recognize the value, including people who are in our comments today. So let's go over to our studio audience.
Yes. And
We've
let's
got
say
some great.
hello.
This was impromptu, so thank everybody for stopping by. Let's see who
Yes,
we have. We've already
thank you.
recognized David and Katie. We have a LinkedIn. Valerie.
Hello,
Oh,
Valerie.
hello, Valerie. Welcome. Well, we're doing
Thank
kind of a
you.
test, but also we're going to talk a little bit about some digital things and what's happened over the last week. So thank everybody for stopping by. Maybe while you're eating lunch, you can just, listen in. And as I said, as you can see, I'm holding my microphone this time. Welcome, Valerie. And then Katie I think she did a shout out to Whitney, but
With me, yes. The LinkedIn user I can see is someone by the name of Diane B.
Don't think I know. Diane B, if you want to give us more information,
Yeah.
well, welcome. I don't know if you've been to the show before. It might be just someone who was scrolling by and said, hey, there's some pop-up going on here.
Her title is TAAF Resource for Manufacturing Industry.
Ooh, well, in manufacturing. So welcome. Maybe if I had my other LinkedIn, I might be able to recognize. I don't know if she's following. So, well, I want to start with everyone because I think everyone, well, maybe not stateside. Now, stateside may, I just thought of this. They may not have realized what was going on if they were trying to reach people in Canada. So last Friday, we wake up in the morning. Now, Rogers, which is, I don't have the exact stats, but they're like a massive internet and data and cell phone provider here in Canada. And they had a big cluster. You know what? Everything, data wasn't working, internet wasn't working. There was issues in Toronto, even in some areas with 911 not working. So lots of stuff going on with not being able to get a hold of people. So Ingor, I'd like to maybe just for the people that that might be listening to, especially the States, why don't you say a little bit what happened to you? Because you have a good boots on the ground right from when I think your husband woke up and noticed, oh my God, there's no internet. The world is crashing.
Well, I just looked it up, and as of the third quarter of 2020, Rogers had a customer base of 10.8 million people. So millions of people were affected by this. What happened is cellular and internet was affected. And if you're like me and you have everything bundled with them, you were in a bit of a problem. So yes, my husband woke up and just went to sit inside, and he looked at his phone and he was like, okay. And then our cable TV is actually internet based, so it didn't work. The TV didn't work, and then he looked at the router and that didn't work, so he restarted it. And yeah, it didn't work. And he came to wake me up and he says, Inga, what's going on? The internets are working. And I said, well, it's not me. Have you restarted the router? He's like, yes, twice. So anyway, that was the end of my sleep. So I got up and I said to him, okay, I know that our neighbor, because I've been supporting her over the years with technology, she's an older lady. And I know that our neighbor has a different service provider than us. So I'll wait until a decent hour and then I'll go and see her. So when I went to see her, she confirmed that it was nationwide, that, people were affected all over, and including emergency services. ATMs weren't working either. So that taught me a lesson to strive to be more prepared, because I don't like having cash. Just because I feel like if I lose it, then it's gone, right? At least if I lose my card, I can go and replace it and the money is still in the account. But I need to make sure that I have at least a certain amount of money on me, because when I went to buy something, I was turned back at the store, and then I tried to use the ATM, and yeah, that was also down. So it was fun, not really.
And I just want to add to that because one of my clients, they noticed their staff couldn't get coffee that morning because they went to the Tim Hortons, another Canadian iconic place to get coffee. Same thing, cash only. So there were signs, cash only, cash only.
Yeah.
So what they did, what Cavalier Tool did, they brought coffee in for their staff that day to
that's
all
nice.
3 of their plants, which is, we need to hear more of those stories in manufacturing specifically because it's about being aware and being on top of things. And because, your people need their coffee in the morning. That's a big issue. So again, just for those tuning in, what we're talking about is last Friday, Roger's internet data, cell phone, everything was down. Now my data wasn't working from home, but where I'm staying, as well as at my home in Windsor, I have another internet provider. So I could still access. And it was kind of funny because you'd be talking to people, are you on iPhone? Because I can talk to you through Messenger. And so it was kind of a lot of jerry rigging about how to connect. But
Yes.
it's about awareness too of how much we do rely on digital. And, something I heard recently too, is that if there's not enough service, and I should have someone on talking about this, I'm going to add that to the list, is because I'd like to learn more about this. If everybody was to go on their phone, there's not, like, the system would crash. And it's almost like if everybody goes to the bank to withdraw their money, there's not enough money to give out. So it's a system of, they're banking on only a bit like airlines, right? They bank that someone won't show up. And so it's just being aware. Now in the States, they have a lot more providers. It's a whole different world in terms of diversity of internet and cell phone services. Where in Canada, well, I think there's probably going to be a stop put to as much of, one company owning everything. Yeah. We got some problems. So, and SOS to our US friends, we need to tap into what you're doing and and also what we pay for our phone services.
Yes. It's because they have the monopoly of it. That's why, because where else are you going to go? There's not that many service providers here, right? But yeah, I foresee something really big happening, and I think it will be good for everyone, actually, even for the little guy.
Well, we may have to turn this into another show, I think, Ingor, because I'm seeing, and I know you have to get ready for 1:00. And we were actually just going to come on and do a quick test, but I don't think that's when Ingor and I get talking. And I mean, we basically solve the world problem someday, right? We just if people listen to us, Ingor,
man,
I'm in. We'd get stuff done, right?
Yes,
just get out of our way. I do want to address, there was a couple of comments, but let's go. Katie wrote something very nice, and she said, Ingor, I didn't know you helped your neighbor with tech support. I do that in my neighborhood. Yeah, that's amazing. You know what? Sometimes we can help people, even though we're not because some people, even if you say move the cursor, they don't know what a cursor is. They don't know what so we all have a duty to help lift others up into the tech world. And I know on Friday I was helping some people even explaining how to use, internet versus data versus how the blue and the green bubble. That's a whole story about the blue and the green and Apple and how they have control over that. Oh my God, we have so many things we could talk about. Katie says, okay, we got to, you know what? We should have a call periodically with Katie, because I think if she came in, we could solve the world problems. We'd get everything sorted.
Yes.
So just get out of our way and let the 3 of us just. We could move the needle in manufacturing, couldn't we, Katie and Ingor? Oh my goodness.
Yes. We could.
And then we need the king of process, though, to set up a process for this, to set up a plan. If David, you're still listening, you can be like, set up the map for us, okay? Someone wrote, yes, lift each other. Yes. We do.
I think that's Diane Bayer. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And Diane said, introduced. Yes, I do remember through Kurt. So I meet so many people through Kurt Anderson. And next Friday, I think it's public. I'm going to be doing some guest hosting with Damon and Kurt on that show on Friday. So stay tuned. Yes, I am available for guest hosting if anybody does need any help or assistance. Nice. Katie said we could move mountains. And I do want to go back to also a question that Katie had, which I don't know what the answer is, but I will endeavor to try to find that out, because I did send a note to Katie because one of her links wasn't live. Now I know she says, can you please talk about the dead links in the comments on LinkedIn? Have you noticed that? Anyone else? I don't know if anyone else has noticed that. I did notice in something Katie had posted, and I just sent her a private message, said, hey, I went to go click on that. I'm wondering if LinkedIn is doing something. They don't like you to leave LinkedIn. So I hope
Yeah,
that's
they
not
don't.
the case. That would not be cool. But you know what? I might go to my resident LinkedIn manufacturing expert, and that's Ingrid and I both know as well as Jake Hall may know this, because this sounds like something behind the scenes with LinkedIn. But Ingrid, maybe that's something you could look
I
into.
have actually noticed, sometimes when I post a link in the comments, when I go back to it, it's completely removed, and I have to edit the comment and
Ah.
re-input it. So if you have a dead link, try that and see if that works, Katie. I haven't seen a dead link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one just today on Katie's post because I went to go.
Mm.
She was talking about case studies. So I actually read quickly what Valerie wrote, and I said, I thought she said, what did she write? She says, you three could run. I thought, did she say you three could ruin the world? Because I'm like, well, but I knew Valerie wouldn't have said that, but it was
No.
typo or something. But thank you, Valerie. It does take a village, and it takes great people coming together to do great things. So tomorrow I have Bonnie
Yes.
Strong. I want to get the name right.
I'll tell you.
Okay,
Julian.
can we put up the image of who's coming in? Because I know when everybody has more than one name, I don't want to ever get anybody's name wrong. That's always my fear.
It's
I know
Bonnie Sussman Strominger, and I'm gonna pull up the image right now.
Bonnie Sussman. So she heads up Go Lids. We're also going to be talking about her own journey, her personal journey, her professional journey around health, around work, around so much. She is a dynamo. Talk about branding. We're also going to talk about her early story, how it all started, her idea on a date that went south. Oh yeah. We're going to be having some fun on that show with Bonnie. So
yes, have a look. Here's the image.
There we are. Show up. That's tomorrow. Check in.
Check in tomorrow at 1 p.m. EST.
Eastern Standard Time. Yes.
Bonnie will be live with GailNow.
That's right.
Woo-hoo.
Well, we need to do more of these pop-ups, I think, and just like topic of the day periodically. Come live, and whoever's coasting around will just join in. And well, thanks everyone. So obviously the sound is good. I hope it's not, I have the lights on down here. I am in the lower levels. So as long as it's not pitch dark out tomorrow, but I think my lighting is good. The sound is good. If anybody has any comments about this, but I think everything's good. Take it easy. And seems to be no glitches. I'm close to the router. So I moved close to the router.
Nice. And if anyone that's watching, if you're interested in learning how to go to just post video on LinkedIn, please send me a message. We're doing a 3-day LinkedIn, a 3-day video challenge, and you can use those videos. You can reuse them everywhere, right? So a 3-day video challenge starting on the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd. I'm doing it with our video visibility coach friend, Sri Mahabir. So anybody, please let me know if you're interested, and we'll definitely tap you into the group.
And Sri was on our show last week. She was on the show last week as a guest. So you can go back, learn about that. And if you do need to drop off, Ingor, you can drop off. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the video challenge and why people should. And if you can drop a comment about how to people to sign up from here today and spread the word, because we did want to I'm sorry, we wanted to talk about that today as well.
Yes, if they want to participate in that challenge, they need to send me a direct message on LinkedIn. So connect with me. I have made a comment on LinkedIn, so you'll be able to see my profile. I do need to run, but thank you, Gail, for having me, and be blessed, everyone.
Talk to you later, Ingor. I'll just stay on a wrap up. So. Okay, everyone. So yes, I strongly encourage you to sign up for the video challenge. Even if you've done one before, it's really helpful. I kind of did an impromptu sign up last time with Ingor and Sri. They gave some great feedback, and it really even taught me a lesson, even though like I'm pretty comfortable, getting on video, but what I've noticed is, it again stressed the value of letting go of perfection and not having everything perfect. And there's some things you can do. Obviously, when you're doing a live show, you can do a test like this. But with video, It's really getting comfortable doing more of it and being more natural with it. And the more natural you are, the more people will engage with you. So you don't have to wait until your hair is perfect, or even, today, okay, I did fluff up a little bit, but I went for a swim in the lake this morning. So my hair is a little more raggedy. And it's people appreciate more when we're being who we really are and not, when everything's perfect. So great idea to jump in on that challenge. And you get the best part too is getting the feedback from Ingor and Sri, because sometimes we need to know that. We need to know, like, oh, maybe you could do this differently, or how you can use your video as well. All right. If there's no other questions or comments, I'm going to start to wrap up. I do want to thank, I know we've had some support for the random pop-ups, and I think we're going to do that. It's kind of a summer thing to do. And I'm going to be traveling a bit, so I might even do my show sometimes while I'm in the car with Ingor running the show. I'll make sure I'm careful, make sure I'll maybe just go on audio. So, oh, thank you. Chris said, a great surprise for the day. Thank you. Yes, Chris, you missed. We just were talking today about, the Rogers outage. And if you Google if you go look on Twitter, hashtag Rogers outage, you can find a whole story about what happened last Friday in Canada. I mean, it was a bit like, the world crashing down around us when a major provider like Rogers, when their service went kaput and no data, no phone, no internet, no TV. It's pretty massive. And there's lots of discussions now about what next. So I may need to have someone on talking about tech and manufacturing and IT and what you need to be ready for. And sometimes I don't know if we can even be ready for everything that is probably going to be around the corner, but we can certainly try to look at, what do you do when no internet and no data and you can't get access to money? Or, that was a big deal. Plus 911 services. That's very, very dangerous. I will say, one of the things that was discussed today, I heard a topic on another show, was the idea of having better relationships too between various companies, so they can, if something like this happens again, that the data connections can be rerouted so that when you're using 911, it would go to another provider. And that seems to me like a basic 101 process step that needs to be implemented. And yeah, so David just said, so crazy to read about. Yes, it almost is unbelievable. They have come out and said it was during, they were fixing something. There's lots of other stories and commentary about what might have really happened. And well, let's just leave it at that. There's probably, we don't know the whole story. It does seem almost incredulous that it could have been during a maintenance that something went wrong. I don't think a company that size that could happen. Anyways, we'll just leave it up to go look on Twitter and read some hashtags, or on TikTok and find out maybe what was behind it. Let's go to Ingor said, anyone who's participating in our 3-day video, please. So yeah, so anybody, I encourage you to do this. Even if you think you're not going to use video, I really recommend you sign up with Ingor and Sri, and because the train is now left the station. Video is going to be the way of the future. And even if you're not using it for yourself, you're probably going to need to use it for your clients. So, then we have Cynthia says, old school manufacturer, but not many around anymore who know how to do it. That is true, Cynthia. We, the old school way of doing things, there still are some things. It's like, I was just talking to a friend of mine that still gets the local paper. And she said now she's like the last holdout among anybody she knows that reads print anymore. Although trade publications are another story. Those, I think, still have a strong following. We have Katie says, careful, the internet is listening. Yes. Oh, believe me, if I would love to address so many other topics, but unfortunately, I'll just leave it that probably the show would get shut down because we can't talk about certain things. And anybody in the States, you probably know what I'm referencing right now. There's some things happening that if you Google certain things, Google says, not going to show you that. So, Yes, we are in interesting times. I am a strong advocate. I am against censorship. That is not any secret for anybody that knows me. As a former journalist, I believe that we need to have all views, all opinions, unless they're promoting hatred, of course. But otherwise, we should be. We have to be very careful about that. So that's my pitch about why I'm against censorship. And maybe one day I'll have a show on that. And it is rather concerning that we have to be this careful about what we do talk about. Okay, I think that's all for today. I want to thank everybody for coming out and joining in. And as I said, tomorrow, Bonnie is going to be on talking from Go To Lids. She has an amazing story. She's also a fun person, engaging person. We're going to be talking about the power of branding, but also the power of connecting. We met through connecting online, and the power of developing your brand, and the power of taking your idea from a problem to a solution, and how you can promote that by first coming up with a solution to a problem, because we all want the solution. We know what the problem is. You don't have to tell us what the problem is, but come to us with the solution. Okay, we have Katie said, dun, 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 Gail, uncensored. Ooh, one day, maybe I'll have to do that show. I've got so many ideas for shows. One day, I've got lots of ideas. So one day I may cross over to that world, into the uncensored world, until I get censored, I guess. Cynthia, oh, thank you, Cynthia. Much appreciated. Okay, everyone, have a great day. Happy summer. Hope everyone's enjoying this glorious weather wherever you are. I know where I'm at. I had an early morning dip in the lake. I'm going to go have another swim this afternoon. So, as well as doing some work, looking over the water. Okay, everyone, have a great day. And I'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check out the LinkedIn page. You don't want to miss the show. Happy day.